Tech Talk Alert. After our latest digital life hack, you're going to hear one of my weekend show's best calls. You don't want to miss it. Former President Donald Trump was just found guilty in a hush money trial. Just like any time there's a massive news story, hackers and scammers are going to exploit it as much as possible. I'm Kim Komando for Incogni. Stop robocalls, spam text, junk email, and remove yourself from the internet. Get 60% off today at privacykim.com. With the Trump news, expect fake fundraisers, downloads promising insider info, and a ton of deepfake videos and pics. Deepfakes of public figures are tricky because there's just so much footage to copy, but there are ways to stop them. Look at the background. A vaguely blurred background is an immediate red flag that the image is AI generated. If there are words in the image, AI has trouble spelling. If the scenery doesn't match the current climate, season, or what's physically possible, it's likely fake. And also, look at chins and hands. AI has trouble with those. Before you hit share on any image or video, try reverse image search on Google. A legit photo will be at a few legit sites. Enter to win a new iPhone now at winfromkim.com. As promised, I'm now bringing you a standout call from my weekend show. Tammy in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Hi there, Tammy.
How are you doing today, Kim? It's great talking to you.
Oh, my pleasure. I'm great. What's going on?
It's been a while since, I've been listening to you for years and years and years.
Well, I've been doing this for years and years and years. Okay. This has been, Let me tell you, Tammy, this has been no overnight success. Let me tell you.
Oh, I know, but you're amazing, and I always go to your website, and I signed up for your newsletter, so I just had a quick question, just whenever you're ready.
No, go ahead. Tell me your question.
Okay. My daughter lives in Jacksonville, and she has a 1-year-old. She just turned 1. She's been having to go all the way on the other side of town with babies. She's already been involved in 2 hit and runs, and finally somebody rear-ended her big time, and a lot of disc and stuff out of whack, and totaled her car. To make a long story short, she's starting to look at in-home work. She's been with cardiologist managers and all this for years. Mm-hmm. She's 35 now, and it's just really dangerous, her traveling with that baby 30, 40 minutes with gas and everything else. And
sure.
It's just, she would be a diamond in the rough for anybody to work for.
Let's talk about maybe some ideas for her. Okay, mm-hmm. And some ways that will give both of you guys peace of mind, because it's got to be, really horrible for her to get back on that highway with the baby and in the back, even in the center, and then knowing that these accidents has happened. It's very frightening. So because she has a medical background, there are some things that she could probably find online, like telehealth opportunities. We all know since the pandemic, and we were all sitting at home on our couches, watching Netflix, nightmare, is that there are now remote consultation services, and she could be an admin, manager, even patient liaison roles on any of these telehealth platforms. Health insurance firms also have people who still work at home, and they handle claims, customer service, medical transcription and coding, because she's familiar with medical terminology. She may be good at transcription or maybe some procedures for billing. She could also look at maybe some e-health startups. There's tons of that, especially because of AI. There's a website called AngelList, and AngelList will go ahead and list some jobs as well as some companies who are just getting some funding. And then there's also the remote job boards, like Flex Jobs, Remote Co., and also Upwork and Freelancer. So what you can do is if you want to point her in a direction for all of these, is that she can go on the job sites like LinkedIn.com or Indeed.com or ZipRecruiter, and then type in remote healthcare position and see what pops up. Now, I'm going to give you a couple of warnings, is that if anybody asks her to pay for an application or whatever it may be, that's not legit, okay? And she is going to have to interview for these jobs, just like she would have to interview for a real in-person position. But the benefit is that the pay is going to be there. She's going to save money on gas. She's not going to have this headache and, put her life at risk and along with the baby. And then you'll also be able to sleep soundly because you know that she's going to be at the house, right?
Right.
And then when she finds a position, tell her to look on the company's website, the official company website, and see if that same career is listed. And if it is, then we know that it's a legit opportunity because every website has, like ours is komando.com/careers, and everybody has a careers section on a website if it's legit. And so just make sure that that company's legit. And she can always just look at bbb.org. She can just type in the name of the company, review, whatever it may be. But there's tons of opportunities there, seriously. And it's just pointing her in the right direction. And you're a great mom, Tammy, for reaching out, really. Now, if your daughter, you explain all this to your daughter, and we can send you this phone call too, Tammy, so you can play this call for your daughter, and she can go ahead and listen to it at her leisure. Is that if she has any questions whatsoever, I'd love to speak to her directly anytime if I can lend a hand. Again, we're talking about telehealth, health insurance firms, medical transcription, coding, virtual office management, these e-health startups, and also all the remote job boards. And if she does land a gig, Tammy, let me know. Call me back. I always like to hear some positive news from speaking and helping out all of our great callers like you. Hey, a huge thank you for streaming with me. Now, if you're puzzled about something techie, I'm your gal. Just find the Email Kim link over at komando.com and let those questions fly away. Now, every email gets my eyeballs, I promise. And keep your digital life in the know. Be sure you sign up for my free newsletter over at getkim.com.